What's going on, guys? Cameron here with Canadian Gamer, coming at you with another video. I hope you guys are all having a great summer. Lots to talk about here for once. And so we'll get things started with a few housekeeping notes. Now, the first thing I want to mention here, a few of you may have noticed over the last couple of days, I posted some kind of like news regurgitation videos about Smash JT, and they weren't up for very long. The reason is I don't keep that type of content on my channel for very long because, let's be honest here, it has a shelf life of about 48 hours, much like Smash JT's content. So what I've done is I've created a backup channel called No Context Darius Truxton. So if you head to that channel, typically any video that you see on my channel, if it disappears for whatever reason, most likely you can head over there if I'm not too busy and I'll repost it, and then you can catch up on anything that you missed. That being said, some more exciting news here. I got about 512 subscribers last time I checked, and trust me, I'm appreciative of every subscriber that I have. And when you have a smaller hobby channel like mine, you never really think in your wildest dreams that you're gonna have, a huge impression on anybody out there. You might get a few followers here and there, but I've got one fan out there who goes by the name of Simon Stevens. You may have heard of him before. And so this guy, he's actually, I didn't know it, but he's a huge fan of the channel. So much that he's actually created his own channel, and he's dubbed it the Canadian Gamer Dedicated Channel. So this guy, like I said, is a super fan. I'm blushing right now. I can't believe he's dedicated his channel to me. Now, granted, it could be considered a little bit of overkill. He posts about 3 to 4 videos a day on me. But hey, like I said, he's a super fan, and it's kind of cool. Like I said, he's a small channel. We could only hope that we get a few comments here and there on our videos. If somebody shares one of our videos, that's great as well. I like a lot of other content creators out there. I'm not, numbers driven. I don't care if I have 500 subscribers or, if I have 12 subscribers. The fact that a few people are tuning in, that's good enough for me. And yeah, Simon, if you're watching, I really appreciate, you following the channel. And, it means the world to me. So thanks very much. So a few other things I want to talk about. We'll start off here. Beer of the day, Corona with the lime. You know how I like it. So I got a few interesting things to talk about. I've been really busy with work. Don't you hate it when the lime gets stuck at the top like that? Good Lord. So I've been really busy with work. Like even yesterday, I started my shift at 12 p.m., but I was on the road at about 10. And then I worked 12 to 8, and then I had to do something else work-related after my shift. So long story short, I didn't get home till about 10 o'clock. So it was pretty much a 12-hour day for me. And man, was it ever hot. I was in my car for quite a bit of the day, and at one point, it was about 35 degrees out. But inside your car, it's a lot hotter than that. And I swear to God, I lost about 5 pounds just in sweat. I drank about 4 or 5 bottles of water, and I didn't even have to take a piss because I was just sweating it right out. It was just unbelievable. So that being said, I haven't had a lot of time to play games. I think the last time I played video games would have been close to about a week ago. I was playing Omnimusha on the PlayStation 2, but other than that, I haven't had a lot of time to game, which is unfortunate. I got a lot going on, while I burp my beer. I got a lot going on around the house here. We've had a real bad drought up here in Ontario, Canada, and it's been weeks since we got some rain. We got some rain today for a little while, but still not enough. It's expected we're supposed to get a lot more rain over the next 2 days. Fingers are crossed. I know a lot of the farmers are hurting as well because of this. It's so dry out. When I walk across my lawn, it feels like I'm walking on like a haystack. It's just like crunch, crunch, crunch. Everything's completely yellow. It's pretty wild. But like I said, trying to do the best, try to make the best of a situation. I've got air conditioning. It's an older house, so I got air conditioning downstairs, one of the window units, kicking it old school. And upstairs, I've got a lot of fans blowing. And my cat, he's getting pretty hot. He likes to stay upstairs even though the AC is downstairs. So what I started doing was I was soaking a rag and I'd rub him down with the cold water. And to my surprise, he actually liked it a lot. He's wagging his tail, and I was giving him a full body rub down. So the cat's doing okay. I was able to, a couple of days ago, paint my back deck, as you can see here. Paint's expensive these days. And I was also able to, a little project about 3 days, took about 3 days to do. I built a Muskoka chair, and then I painted that as well. And then I sanded it a bit to give it a little bit of a worn out, kind of distressed look. So I don't know if you guys can see it here. So you can see a little bit of my backyard here as well. And then I waxed my car and I chamoised it off as well, as you can see here. So I got that out of the way. And then yesterday I was in Quebec. Quebec is one of the provinces in Canada. I was over there for work. A lot of times over in Quebec, the I won't say alcohol because the wine's about the same price, but the beer a lot of times is cheaper, or at least it used to be. It's not as cheap. Just as an example, though, sometimes you can get a 2-4 of Corona. It has to be in the cans because the cans are cheaper than the bottles over there, but for about $36 if you're lucky. And then over in Ontario, it's over $50. So as you can see, it's not a bad deal at all. I picked up some localized IPA Quebec beer, also a mixed pack as well, which has some amber in there as well. I think possibly even some more IPA, so I'm excited to try that out. And in the backyard, I also have what's blossoming. I've got a cherry tree. As you can see here, I've got a pear tree, and I've also got 2 apple trees as well. So pretty exciting stuff. And also I want to show you guys here, this book, it's about $26.97 Canadian at the bookstore. My mother wanted me to pick it up. She's like, oh, go on eBay and get it. Well, I'm like, fuck eBay these days. It's the same price plus shipping. I went on to Kijiji, which is our version of Craigslist. I don't know if you guys have Kijiji where you live. And I found the book for $10. So I was able to drive into Ottawa. And a lady sold it to me. She lived down by the water, down by Parliament Hill in the high-end area of town, we shall say. But the book is brand new. It's by Kevin Donovan, The Billionaire Murders, The Mysterious Deaths of Barry and Honey Sherman. So this is about a husband and wife that lived in Toronto, and they were mysteriously murdered a couple of years ago. I want to say around 2016, 2017. And they were billionaires. They owned a pharmaceutical company. And really odd circumstances around this double murder, this double homicide. So this is a pretty hot book on the charts right now. And I was able to pick it up for $10. And I asked the lady, I said, did you read it? And she's like, no. She's like, I wouldn't dare read a book like that. I'm not into those kinds of stories. So it is what it is. $10, you can't go wrong. So I might take a look at it before I give it to my mother. So right now, the last thing I want to mention here is in Ontario, Canada, and a few other provinces as well, it's now mandatory to wear masks when you go into any sort of commercial business or outlet. And man, it's a difficult time. Like yesterday, I left my house to take my cat to the vet's to get his nails cut, and halfway there I forgot my mask, so I had to go back home and pick up the mask. Well, the vet is just down the street from my house, so I didn't bother to bring my phone. I get all the way there, and I walk up to the door, and it says, please call the number on your phone, and we'll come out and pick up your pet, bring your pet into the vet, and you stay in your car. Well, I don't have my phone, so I had to go all the way back home again, pick up my phone, go back to the vet. So as you can see, this is just a process of trials and tribulations here with COVID-19. You know, hopefully this comes to an end soon because it is really disruptive. I know right now the UFC is putting on an event this weekend in Abu Dhabi. Originally it was supposed to take place in Australia, if I'm not mistaken, and they actually moved the event. It's called Fight Island, and it's outside. So maybe I'll catch that tonight. We'll see. Should be interesting. So right about the 10-minute mark. So last thing I want to talk about, shout outs to Lawrence Dagstein. I actually saw this off of a tweet that he put on Twitter, and that's some breaking news on the upcoming Far Cry 6. A little bit of information was leaked on the PlayStation Network. So Ubisoft went out and released a little bit of a teaser trailer or a teaser photo with some information. Now in the photo, it has kind of like a father with his son. And it's funny, I did a video on Far Cry 5 a couple of weeks ago or a couple of months ago, and I could have swore, what I'm about to mention, I could have swore I briefly mentioned this in my video back then, and that was, the series is kind of gone stale, and it would be cool if somehow Ubisoft could repurpose Voss from Far Cry 3 and sort of bring that character back to life. Well, man, I can't believe it. I can't believe we're saying this, but it looks like it might be true. Far Cry 6, right on the front of this image, we've got a little boy, and he looks a lot like Voss, like a child, like what Voss would have been if he was a child. He's got a small scar on his right eye as well. And not only that, we're hearing rumblings that I guess Michael Mondu, the guy who played Voss for Montreal, Quebec, Canada, he stars in a series on Netflix called Better Call Saul. And apparently there's a guy, I could have this slightly wrong, his name's Diego, and he's the main protagonist or the villain in Far Cry 6. And the guy that voices him is the guy that plays in Better Call Saul. And not only that, there was an interview about 2 months ago from Michael Mondu where he had even mentioned it would be cool if he could revisit his Voss character someday. And a lot of people didn't put much stock into that because that was 2 months ago. But now here we are, and what he said 2 months ago is awfully relevant now, because here we have a character that looks like a younger version of Voss. We've got a guy that, again, Michael Mondu, he's on screen with in Better Call Saul. So, the pieces are there. These two have a good connection on screen already, so I could definitely see these two being in the game here for Far Cry 6. Now, Far Cry 6 is going to have a full proper unveil on this Sunday from Ubisoft at a presser. So this is going to be really interesting. It sounds like it could be a prequel to Far Cry 3. And look, I get it. Right now, the Far Cry franchise needs an injection of freshness because it's gone stale. So for them to go back to the well and try to rejuvenate this character, I could definitely see them doing that. And it has to be a prequel because obviously I haven't beaten Far Cry 3, but I have to imagine Voss probably dies at the end, so it wouldn't make sense to sort of bring him back to life in his current state. So that's going to do it. Just really exciting Far Cry 6 news. I can't wait to see that unveil. That's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys are enjoying your summer. As always, guys, stay safe. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great weekend.